Yeah, why is it that the love of money is still so popular, even though we know it's corruption, even though it's going to lead us astray?
Because that's what you taught. You're taught to, you know, make a way, pull up your bootstraps, pursue a career, pursue a house, and two kids and a dog, and, advance. And the only way to do that is to get money. And so you wind up doing anything to get those things. So it's
Okay.
dangerous, but that's what we're taught to do.
And on top of that, a lot of times we want to keep up with what's going on in society. We see the Jones got a new Infinity and the house and the dog and kids, and hey, we want the same thing they have, but sometimes we don't know how they got what they have, and that might be dangerous for us. We can't keep up with other. We just try to maintain what we are having for ourselves. But we do have that desire because I think it's one of those inward things. I want to be a part of whatever's going on. I want to keep up with culture. I want to keep up with what somebody else has, which is very dangerous because we don't know how others have obtained what they have.
Okay, so Janine says by nurture, Ms. Harris says peer pressure. Anyone else? Why did we pursue money even though we know the pursuit is futile and corruptible?
Well, I think a lot of times we won't let ourselves know that because we have been taught that we had to have money to have the things that we need. So we get the mindset that this is what we have to do. Whatever we do, what we have to do to get the money so we can have what we need. I think it's pressure within ourselves a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, I think we believe that if we have money, possessions, whatever, then we'll be satisfied. That'll make us happy.
Mm-hmm.
You also feel like I'll do it different. I can manage it. Give me $1 million, I'll show you how to do this. Whereas you think when you see other people falling astray and falling into folly when they have a lot of money, you're like, that's just cause it's them. It's like we deceive ourselves to think like we can do this better
Yeah.
because I know I got this.
Mm-hmm.
And then one other thing I thought about, when we get the money, like all this money they give to football players and basketball players, I feel like they ought to reach out and help where they came from, their community. So that's another thing you have to think about. Are you sharing what God has blessed you with? Are you willing to reach out and help someone else? Because there's so many other needs that we have that they have the money that could help, but nobody wants to share what they have because they say, hey, I work for this. This is mine.
Yes. And anyone else? This is a good discussion because this gets to the disconnect we have between our so-called faith and then our so-called real life. We are everyone in church said, "Oh, Lord will provide. Lord gonna make a way. The Lord is a ram in the bush. The Lord always got my back." But then again, when it comes down to I gotta have this right now, I need it right now, I ain't praying. I gotta go and get this how I'm gonna get it. No matter how I gotta get it. And that's the disconnect of faith that we often have is our literally the core of our desires is not connected to our spirituality at all. It's like we are thrown we let our lust have its way when it's time to get what I need or what I want. But then again, when my bills are full, when they're taken care of, then I can praise the Lord. Then, oh yeah, I see the Lord. Praise the Lord. I see everything as long as my belly is full. As long as the lights are on, bills are paid, everything car got gas in it, I can see the Lord then. Can you see the Lord when the power gets cut off? do you trust them just as fully as when your belly is full? Um, Interesting statistic, I'm sure most I know this, about 75% of all lottery winners end up back in poverty or back in the same financial state within 3 to 5 years. Why do you think that is? This is connected directly to this verse, these verses at least, this lesson. Why do you think that literally 3/4 of all major lottery winners, I mean, major means anything over $500,000, 75% of them are back in their uh, lower middle class to poverty level within 3 to 5 years? Why is that? That's a horrible statistic.
Because they fall into the trap. Like I said, it's like because money really is not your issue. Like people think like if I had money, then I wouldn't have this problem or that problem. That's not the issue. Money can't fix those problems. Only Jesus can fix the real problems. But it's like they get their focus on trying to patch problems with bad solutions. And money is never going to solve the problems that because if you don't get down to what the real problem is, kind of down to the brass tacks, you're not going to money is not going to solve that. Like money can't buy you peace, money can't buy you love, money can't, but they try, or happy, joy, like they try to cover up with like if I get a boat and if I buy this for this person and make them happy and do this and do that, and they overspend, and then you're left with nothing and you still are miserable.
Money is actually not the source of peace. We talked about that Sunday. Peace comes within. So if you don't have that peace within, I don't care how much money you have, it does not solve your problems, because a lot of people, when they get money, they don't know really what to do with it. They just squander it because they really don't know exactly what to do with a lot of money. They don't sit down and try to say, the Lord has blessed me with this, and I'm going to try to help someone else. And they overspend. We see millionaires now, they don't know where they're going because they have spent all the blessing that has been given them and not done it in the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyone else would comment on that? Those are good comments about the lottery winners losing the money within 3 to 5 years on average.
Well, they done got that money. Sometimes you think you done got a blessing, and that be the time God is really testing you. And we lose sight on where the blessing come from, and then we make a God out of the money.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is a Bible quiz for you. Back in let's go back to 2 Kings. I don't know the exact verse, but let's say just to your memory. Solomon had just become king. His father David had died. His brothers had killed one another, so Solomon's next in line. Solomon had put in his heart to build the temple, and he fell into a dream. The Lord asked him, "What do you want?" What did Solomon say? He had just become king, undisputed king of Israel, of all of Israel. What did Solomon ask for?
Solomon asked for wisdom.
He asked for wisdom. He had the money, he had the power, he had the fame, he had his financial stuff set. Why didn't he ask for stability in his kingdom and peace? Why didn't he ask for longevity so he can really use his money wisely? It's just how we should handle our riches.
I believe Solomon felt like if he had wisdom, he could control and manage everything that had been left to him as king.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
Wisdom can address all the issues. It will lead to peace because it will give you the knowledge and discernment how to make peace. It will, like they brought the kids with her and like, okay, we'll just cut the child in half. And the mom was like, no, like let her have them. But like when you're wise, it will lead to peaceful solution. It'll lead to joy. It'll lead to enlargement of your kingdom and whatever. So all those things fall in line, but you also know when to hold and when to stop because you're going to be guided by God, not just guided by, well, I need to get that land over there. I need to get this because your wants will never stop. You are always going to want something.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's the key thing that Solomon did to help us know how to handle our finances, especially when we get a windfall or we get a bonus or something comes in we won't expect. The first thing you want to do is pay off all the bills. Pay off everything. Pay it off. It's like, no. The first thing you want to do is ask for wisdom as to what to do. That's the first, best, and only move because you don't know what's coming. Your heart will overwhelm your head all the time. This person has a good. I mean, it's not a sob story. There are good things that people go through. I mean, bad things people go through. You want to help them. You want to fix this. I gotta address that. I gotta address this. I gotta watch out for that. And in your attempt to do that, you will squander the blessing, and everything will be gone. You can't magnify the Lord with it all. You can't plant seeds with it all, which is what you should use riches for, to plant seeds in others. But if it's just about you trying to fix all the wrongs in the world, I'm gonna fix everything. And I've heard this said a lot of time. If I won a lottery, I'm gonna take all these homeless people. It's like, no, there'll always be someone who's gonna be downtrodden. Jesus said you'll always have beggars. You'll always have people who need bread. That won't ever stop. He also said you won't have me forever. Go ahead, Janine.
I was just saying, because you're gonna always have people downtrodden, even when they got plenty of troddens. It's because it's not about the stuff. It's not, it really is a heart and a mindset, not a stuff set.
Yeah. Now it's not minimizing them. People have physical needs. That's why Jesus fed them. They got physical needs. I mean, you don't want to just tell somebody I pray for you, and literally you hear the stomach growling. And now feed them. But you want to be able to plant seeds. Everyone that Jesus healed, he planted a seed in their mind first. After he healed them, he planted another seed in them so they know who did this and why it was done. We should do the same. Yeah, don't neglect the fact that people need things, but I do not, this is not personally, I do not like just throwing people money outside the window. And I'm just like, no, you need to, I want to know what's happening because this money I give you gonna be gone this afternoon. Whatever I'm giving me right now to appease my spirit and to say I'm solving some problem, no, it won't last. I want to give you something that's gonna last. I want to give you what Paul gave the beggar who was outside. Like, look, I ain't got forever money, but I can point you to the source. Not just give you more stuff, not tell you which government program you to hook up, not tell you how to get your begging game on so it's more effective. No. I don't want to see you doing this continually because apparently there's a disconnect somewhere in your life because you don't want to be here and I don't want to see you here. But we have this thing that we want to solve the problem, and money is such an easy way to fix stuff, right? It just wham, $1,000, no problem. Wham, $10,000, no problem. Money is such an easy fix. So you find yourself, you got one or two options. You could be like these super billionaires now and holding on to money like they constipated, or you can be like the lottery winners who have a mind to help people and squander it because there's no wisdom in how to handle They find no spiritual wisdom and how to handle finances. So yeah, but both of which stem from looking at money as anything more than just a tool. It becomes my lifeblood. It becomes the reason I'm existing. It becomes what I am. My money defines me. And if that is your goal, whether you get money or you fall into it, holding on to it or cherishing it like it's golden, or not respecting it like it's trash, both ends are idolatry. Both of them lead you from the Father. Because both of them put you in charge of your life. Because you got the power. I got the power. I can do it. I got it. All right, let's go to question number 8, actually. Question 8 asks two questions. Instead of pursuing wealth, what does Paul urge Timothy and us to pursue? That's verse 11. And then why are these qualities more valuable than riches? Let's read verse 11 again. Let's refresh our memories. That's what verse 11 says. As soon as I can get to it.
But
Verse
you,
11.
Timothy,
Oh, go ahead, Janine.
but you, Timothy, are a man of God, so run from all these evil things. Pursue righteousness and a godly life, along with faith, love, perseverance, and gentleness.
Now, why are those qualities more valuable than money? Righteousness, a godly life, faith, love, perseverance, and gentleness. How are those more valuable than being a multi-billionaire? Can you buy that? Can you buy people that got that?
Nope.
It's doable. I mean, I can buy some church folk, put them on staff. How about when we're multi-billionaires, we're going to have church service every morning? How about that?
That'd be all right until your money run out. Then what you gonna do? All that faithful people that you had, they faithful long as you got money.
Oh, you said I got fair weather friends. Oh, wow. No, my friends told me they with me to the end. It ain't just about the money.
To the end of the money. Those are things that will last. Righteousness, godliness, faith, and love. That's something that you can have forever and it won't run out.
Yes.
But that money, the stock market falls and you lose everything. And then can you depend on those friends to continue to have faith in you and love you as they did when you had your money?
But they told me they would be. We've been friends since we were in 7th grade.
That's what you wanted to hear, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Quick question. Everyone knows the story of the prodigal son.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He got a pretty good amount of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
From his father. How did he lose his money? Do you remember that?
He squandered it with his friends.
Squandered it with his friends.
Right, with his friends. And
This boy rides his life.
And ended up in the hog pit eating with the pigs. But he remembered his father loved him. He remembered. At least he could go back to that love and kindness and gentleness. He could go back to that.
You skipping ahead, okay?
I'm sorry.
He lost his money. He had a lot. He had friends that advised him how best to spend his money. If I were you, I would do this. You know, we said a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to tell you what to do. Well, if it were me, well, I ain't one to gossip, but if you ask me, all this lovely advice your friends give you, why do we listen to that advice, especially with our money? Because none of us listen to our parents about how to handle money. None of us did, because we all do dumb stuff. Why do we listen to our friends and our cohorts about how to handle our riches? Why is that? Again, tie these scriptures directly.
Mhm.
What is our friends' advice on money? Or it could be about work, or about how to raise your kids, or about how to handle your car. Why is your friends' words much more powerful than, let's say, your parents, your grandparents,
Cause
your first friend?
that's what you want to hear. I mean, you value your friend's opinion because y'all have like commonality, and that's your friend. So you value the thing that they say.
And you're
Mm-hmm.
living the same experiences at some level. So in your mind, you always separate, well, mama don't know how it is now, like things are
Mhm.
different now. Like that's how it was when she was growing up. Her dad is on, but it's different for me. Like, so I gotta see. And so you try to seek reference from people who are living the same experience as you, but nothing don't know nothing, and you're gonna get nothing.
And
Yeah,
and that's one of the things we think about too. Who we listen to, that's one of our kind. That's why
yeah.
we listen. That's one of my kind.
That's one of us. That's one of us.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's that is 100% true story. We get stuck on the people who we think share our mind, like having someone to bounce ideas off of. Whereas wisdom from elders or wisdom from quote church folk, that's old fashioned. I mean, things are different now. Things are different. It's harder now. You gotta watch out. You gotta do this. You gotta watch out for that. And we end up doing the same things. I see clients on the plaintiff side. Plaintiff will get an award of $5 million, $10 million, $20 million, $2 million, and the lawyer wisely will look at this client and say, "I'm going to assign you a financial planner. It's your choice to accept him, but I'm going to make you sit and talk to him." How many of you think listen to a financial planner?
Probably none.
Mm.
Right now, of the cases I worked, a perfect 0% listen to financial planner. How many of those clients still have the money? Or would you guess?
Probably
Zero
none.
percent. None of them. All of them. One of them was the first case I worked on officially while I was the primary investigator. Got a pretty good amount of money, and it was gone by the time I got my license 4 years later. It was gone, all of it. Not a penny left. But the problem is, he still has the injuries he sued for. The injuries are still there. They're lifelong injuries. The money was meant for him to live on. No, but his mama got a nice house, and his cousin, and best friend, and the business that his brother wanted to start. Yeah, they're all there. He just all his money's gone. But again, it all comes back to once you make that one step to move riches from a tool to my blessing. It's my blessing. My Lord bless me with this. Like, no, you got some money that is meant for you to use wisely. It's not your blessing. It's funny that when we get money, it's a blessing. But when we spend money on bills, is that a blessing? Why is that? Or why are we always mad on that end? Why is it always a curse to pay bills? You got to pay for it, right? So it's a blessing. I mean, it's a distinct blessing. You got the money to pay for it, but it's leaking out, right? It's going out. It's going away. No, it's money that comes to you, especially if you get windfalls of money. Not a blessing. It's responsibility. Go ahead, Miss Harris. You got something to say?
Oh no, I was just thinking.
Yeah, and just like the master who gave his talents to his three servants. Two of them saw the money for what it was, a tool. Go on and use it. Go on and invest it. You don't hoard it, you use it. One of them saw money as power. And the best way to keep power is to hold power. Don't let it go. Keep it all together. That is not what the Lord gave us our talents for. They are not blessings, they are tools. My tools I got in my van, they're not a blessing to my van. That's meant to be used. I don't cherish them. I don't polish my tools. I don't align them. It's like, no, they're meant to be used. They're in there. They're all in there. But somehow money is precious, so we hold that money. We protect it like our life depends on it. But yes, those clauses that mentioned in verse 11. What those clauses again? Let's see those clauses again. It says righteousness and godly life, along with faith, love, perseverance, and gentleness. Now, how will faith, love, perseverance, and gentleness, a God life and righteousness, how will that help you when I got bills to pay?
You go talk to that creditor, they might give you another blessing. You go in there storming in there, I ain't got this, I ain't finna pay all this. You go in there and talk to them nicely, much like your daddy did. You want to give the money.
Yeah.
And you got to have that perseverance because you're going to go through some stuff like, you can't fall apart just because somebody says no or, hey, they garnish my wages or stuff happens. You can't just say like, oh gosh, you got to have perseverance. You got to realize that God loves me. Jesus loves, I don't care what's going on. I am not by myself. And to know that you are not going through this situation alone. I don't care if you have 10 people around. As long as I got the one and only true Father around, I'm going to be okay. So you got to have that love. You got to be generous. You got to be content. You got to exercise the fruits of the Spirit because money can't buy those things and it will never take the place of those things. Money can't add to that. But, if you do those things, if you exercise that fruit, then you will see more fruit. And it might come in money, but if it don't, you still okay because I got peace. I got love. I got a righteous life. I can sleep at night knowing the things that I do are not against the law. I ain't got to look to see if anybody chasing me or getting somebody's stuff. I don't have to worry about none of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an important thing. The one thing that money does, having a lot of it makes you spiritually lazy. Your faith stops at your checking account. You don't look for the Lord's blessing. You don't look for the Lord's ways out he sends you. You got the way out, right? I check. Go to ATM. I'll cash up you. What you need? What you need? I'll send you by PayPal. When you have money, it, like I said, it makes you lazy spiritually. You don't have to push to find the Father. And that's the danger of searching for money instead of the Father, instead of searching for righteousness, which is again knowing where wisdom comes from. A godly life, which is okay, the money is a tool. My real desire is for the Father. Faith, of course, you ain't got faith when you got money. Because you're gonna depend on money. Faith means I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna trust the Father. Love. Okay, my bill is full. What about my neighbor? How's he doing? Perseverance. Man, this is hard, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep pushing. I ain't gonna rush the Father. I ain't gonna complain to the Father. I know this is my field to plow. Gentleness, which is what billionaires don't have. Don't tell people they gotta work hard to get what you got. Cut that mess out. You are blessed with it. Even if you worked hard, even if you went to school, no, you still blessed with it. You didn't make your heart beat one single time. You didn't keep your mind on stuff. You didn't keep yourself in peace or from getting shot. So your hard work ain't got nothing to do with it. You were blessed to have it. So most of all, when we have our riches, we need gentleness because we have to see that whatever situation people are in when they come to us, that is us, and still may be us. So that's something we have to be aware of.
Mhm.
All right, let's go to the next question. Question number 9 says, read verses 17 through 19. How are those who are already rich to view themselves and their wealth? So read those verses to us again, 17 through 19.
Teach those who are rich in this world not to be proud and not to trust in their money, which is so unreliable. Their trust should be in God, who richly gives us all we need for our enjoyment. Tell them to use their money to do good. They should be rich in good works and generous to those in need, always being ready to share with others. By doing this, they will be storing up their treasure as a good foundation for the future so that they may experience true life.
Okay, so how are the rich supposed to view themselves and their wealth?
Blessing to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And don't take it too seriously. Like, don't think
Yeah.
just because you got a little money that you're going to be okay. Because it's like Miss Harris said, the stock market, you can be, man, I got all this cryptocurrency and I'm just sitting on the end, you're busted. So things can change. So you can't just put your trust and reliability in that.
Yes, absolutely. This is a good question because I've seen this question a lot. Question number 10. If we put our hope in God rather than riches, does that mean we must live austere, joyless lives? And explain. This is a good question because church folk is studying this one a lot. If we're supposed to trust in God for all that we are, does that mean that we got to live austere, joyless lives? Or like I've heard some church people tell me, you're not supposed to have fun, or it's a sin to have fun. Is that right or wrong, and why?
It's wrong. I mean, God made stuff for you to enjoy. It doesn't mean that it's just you can never put the stuff before. You can't make anything an idol. You can't make it where anything is that you're worshiping that more than the creator who made whatever that is. So, but it's not, it's fine to, have joy, to be experience a sunset. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like you can't say, well, I shouldn't smile. I shouldn't enjoy this sunset. Like why? You can enjoy that. Or I shouldn't enjoy this vacation. You can enjoy it, but you can't then go and post that, that, hey, I'm living my best life and everybody like that's where you're gonna get into trouble. But you can enjoy the vacation.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Miss Light. Oh, you got something to say, Miss Light? Oh, I can't hear Miss Light. You put the mute on. There you
No,
go.
I was just noticing it was on. I'm a late starter, but I think the Lord want us to flourish in life and to enjoy, but He want us also to choose to do the things that He says to, not the things that the world or the things we want to do. We have to realize that we just can't go out there and do everything and live both parts of life as far as in this world and in Christ led world at the same time. Because sometimes as we do, we put Christ on hold and we go do what we want to do, and then we pick him up on the way out.
Yeah, that's a good question because I've heard this from church people a lot, and I've given several different responses. I say this example a lot. Why do we give kids gifts on birthdays and Christmases? Well, why do we give them toys and gifts? Is it to make them love us?
No, it's to let them know that we love them.
Okay.
It's an expression of love.
What if the child says, mommy, I shouldn't play with that because I want to be sure I hug you more. I ain't gonna play with the toy. I ain't gonna play with it. Would that be okay? Maybe a strange child, I know that for certain.
I would prefer that they enjoy what they are being given, because you don't want to just put something down just because you got it. If it's to be used, you should use it. And that question about God wants us to enjoy life, but he also wants us to remember that I gave you this life. I died for you and for your sins. He wants you to have joy and peace and happiness, but that comes from the inside of you.
That's another question. Did you ever buy a child a gift when it wasn't their birthday or wasn't Christmas or wasn't some occasion? And why did you do
Report
that?
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you get them that? It wasn't. It wasn't for an official day. We gonna spoil that child.
Oh no.
What you buying them gifts for? It ain't their birthday. It ain't Christmas. Ain't report card time. What's wrong with you? You don't get a child and then no, they gonna spoil them. Why do we do that? Why do we get kids random treats here and there? Why do we do that?
Well, just to look at their face sometime and see how their countenance change and the joy you see within them after you done gave them something that you know they really like or something they really want. And it make you feel good too to see that they feel good about it.
Did they deserve it in particular? Did they finish doing your
No,
taxes?
I didn't say that. I didn't say they deserve it. Some
Look how good.
when you raising children, you do stuff like that. I mean, just give them a random gift.
A random gift, really?
Yes.
Go ahead, Tina, you got something?
I was just saying it's right, and you want to show them what love in action looks like. I'm not saying that the gift means love, but you just should. I just want to show you, like, you don't have to do anything. I just want to give this to you because you are you, and that's the same thing God does for us. We don't
That's
have
right.
to do nothing. He don't. He wants us to do it, but he wants us to love him and to follow after him. But sometimes God puts stuff out there. He's like, I just want to see a smile on my child's face. I just like to see her light up, and it's priceless.
That's the way our Father feels about us. We don't.
That's the way
We
God
won't
is.
deserve. We don't deserve
That's-
half the stuff He does
That's
for us.
right.
That's why God brought grace into the world. You don't have to earn this. You don't have to earn the love of God.
Yeah, you don't have to earn it.
You don't have to earn it.
And you can't earn it. You can't do
You can't
enough.
earn it.
Paul says in the Ephesians, like,
It's a
you
gift.
ain't got enough to take care of the grace you got yesterday, let alone 5 years ago. No, the Lord blesses us, like Lynn said, because He likes to see us smile. It's a reminder, like you give your children random gifts. It's a reminder that I'm still here. I see you trying. I see what you're doing, and it's just more of an establishment that you're mine. You're mine. I want you to know it. I want you to know you're mine. Not because I'm giving you stuff, not because I'm the master of bread. No, just because I like being around you. Psalms says that the Lord delights to be around, and He just want to be around. Because He just loves that smile that we have. He loves our fervor for Him. Even with all the mess that we do, even all the dumb decisions we make sometimes, He still want to be around. That's why He wants you to enjoy those blessings. Yeah, enjoy them. Don't worship Him. Be willing to share the toys. Because the one thing I don't like is you give a toy to a child and they can't share with another child. Like, no, I'm gonna be a little more reluctant because I see your mind. I see where you're at. Lord's the same way with us. You can't play. You can't. You don't play well with others. You can hold the time out. But it's the Lord's prerogative and His desire just to bless us with things because He wants us to enjoy, including money. He wants us to enjoy being able to bless others. He wants us to feel like He does because He has a ton of riches, and He does what's supposed to do with riches. He invests them in people. He plants seeds. he shows them that I'm the source of all this, and there's more where that came from. It's not the end all be all to him. He says he got cattle on 1,000 hills. He got whole planets full of gold. It's like that ain't nothing to him. That's just ordinary. He got time forever. At the same time, watches every millisecond. So it is definitely to our benefit to enjoy the blessings he gives us, not to worship him or not to assign extra value to him. They're all blessings, and some are tools, some are assignments. Use them accordingly. Go ahead. You got something, Lottie?
I was thinking that, because we love, because he first loved us. So we know love by the love he shows us, and he gives us everything. So we give back to him, or we give to each other because we love each other.
Yeah, because he likes that family environment. He likes it when you're playing well with others. He likes it when he sees a part of him in us. The part that sees someone's needs and goes and attacks it. The part that sees that someone needs a seed planted in them that's going to blossom with it, and you go ahead and do it. He loves seeing that. So that's how we are to treat our finances, how we treat our money, how we treat anything the Lord has given us as a responsibility. Not a blessing, it's a responsibility. Money is a responsibility. So is your house, so is your car, so is your health, so is your mind. Those are responsibilities, and he wants you to use them accordingly. Not to beat up people who don't have what you have, who don't have as much as you have, who may have squandered what was given to them. No, he don't want you to get the whipping stick and beat him. No, that's his child. Your job is to just be the example and to invest in people what he's investing in you. All right, that's all we have for today's lesson. I enjoyed the lesson. I thank everyone for their input. Definitely.